So here are two parenting styles. In what ways can they influence education and our teaching styles? What I would call authoritarian teaching. It tends to be more lecture-based and more teacher-centered. The positive attributes here. Professors actually profess. Dancers dance. Preachers preach. Professors actually profess something? Amazing. Lectures take a lot of work to produce. You have to really work hard, in fact, to keep up to date in terms of your lectures. Clear boundaries are usually set in the classroom. Objective assessment measures are used. High standards are set. The work and the assessment measures are often challenging. Some of the negative attributes. You may end up with desiccated lectures. They haven't been updated since World War II, for example. The presentations may be very dry, a sure cure for insomnia. I once had a professor as an undergraduate. It was an art history class. He not only spoke in a monotone, he had narcolepsy, so he would sometimes fall asleep while he was talking. Never had problems falling asleep in that class. There may be possible inflexibility, a resistance to innovation. Moses wouldn't have done it that way. There may be an arrogant persona. After class, I shall repair to my summer home on Mount Olympus, for example. There may be an indifference to student understanding. And they may be frequently critical of students. This generation doesn't know how to write. Actually, my experience is that student papers are actually better with spell checkers. Although sometimes with spell checkers, they don't get the right context, such as one student wrote to me a number of years ago, in vitro fertilization is when a sperm and an egg are combined in a pastry dish, not a petri dish. I wrote on her paper, must have been a sweet child. This approach in academia has been decreasing since at least the 1980s. Permissive indulgent teaching. It's more group and discussion oriented, student-centered. You often hear those words, student-centered, student-centered. This has become pretty much the dominant approach in American education. The positive attributes of this, it sets a caring environment. There's an emphasis on stimulating students. There's high student participation. There's an emphasis on inclusiveness. Some negative attributes. There's a strong desire, particularly on the part of teachers, to be the good and nice, popular teacher. Interestingly enough, research has found high teacher evaluations are inversely related with long-term learning, as are extensive study guides, and easy exams and assignments. It's often conducive to grade inflation. You don't want to offend students by giving them below an A, There's an avoidance of objective assessment measures, an avoidance of difficult assignments. Remember, things need to be easy. There's often an emphasis on political correctness. Embrace whatever the current fad is. Go with the flow. I sometimes call this lava liberalism. It just keeps spewing out and spreading all over the place, okay? Rather than combat narcissism, it tends to reinforce narcissism. There are no bad students, only bad teachers. Or as one of my students here told me a number of years ago, a C median on an exam is unacceptable. It's either bad teaching or a bad exam. Nothing to do with her, okay? Diversity. It becomes the preeminent virtue and the magic word to legitimize anything, including morality and religion, often used without any critical thinking. And it can lead to this coffee shop approach to education. where it's students have it your way, we just have chat sessions, dress unprofessionally, probably use a lot of coffee too, okay?